Hi guys, it's Michelle with Escape to Create. I wanted to come here today and do my very first tutorial. I haven't done any yet as far as YouTube goes. I'm new to this world, but I did do a demonstration of this on a live, and I've had a couple people reach out and want me to go over again what I did. So I thought, well, I might as well do a tutorial. So hopefully you guys will enjoy this. I'm going to be showing you how to do resin dangles. And the reason why I want to show you this is because a lot of people tend to be afraid of resin. Working with resin can be a little bit challenging sometimes. And also there's a misconception that you need a lot of, big equipment and all that. And I'm going to show you that you do not. So basically what I make is maybe like little tags like this out of paper. Sorry, I've been working. My hands are all gluey. My nails look terrible. This one I did real quick, so it's kind of messy, but I make cute paper tags. This is also paper. I just did some spray oxide on paper, and I did this in a mold. I just painted the back. I need to go drill a hole in this one. This is also paper. Some cotton paper from Joann's. I did both sides of this, so it's kind of almost like a zipper. And I need to add a hole in this as well. These are just ones that I used a mold with, and I added some flowers. This one I was just messing around with glitter. This one, it's not my favorite. I was just trying to give y'all options. I cut out a little piece of this napkin, and I stuck it in there. I think it would look really cute if it was, if the resin was colored. And then another little just flower that I did quickly just to show different shapes. This one here, I did this very quickly, so I didn't get to the edge. This is not resin. This is actually glossy accents. So before I took a class on resin, this is what I used, was glossy accents. You can certainly do this. You do not need resin. This is a punch out tag that I did. Put it on there. It just takes about, the day to dry. And so it takes a lot longer if you're doing a lot of them and you just want to use them later and do bulk. It's a great thing to do. But if you need one pretty quickly, resin is a definite way to go. So let me put these over to the side here, and let me show you what I use for my tags. This I got it off of Temu. I'm sure you can get it somewhere else if you're not a Temu fan. So this is the resin that I use. There are many different kinds. I don't know about any others. This is the only one I've used. This is not the one I got at the conference. I don't remember what it was. I gave it to my daughter, so I had to go buy my own supplies. And then also, this is what I use, a UV flashlight right here. Also got it off Temu. I bought a pretty big one. This has a big head on it. That way, if I have something pretty large, I don't have to, typically you have to swirl like this on a large one, and with this big head on the little guys, I can just hold it flat on. I will have to do the UV probably off camera. I don't have this is my first video, so I don't have the proper equipment. I only have this little arm, so we'll make it work. But I wanted to do this for you guys. So let me start with just a paper tag. So this is just from Tracy Fox, one of her freebies that I got. And you can do it, paper tag on chipboard, which I've done, layers of paper. This is about 4 layers of the leftover cardstock from here. That's what I'm gonna use today. So there are many ways you can do the tag to make it thicker. You can choose whatever scraps you have laying around. I have a lot of chipboard, usually because I do a lot of folios that I build from scratch. And today I'm just going to use the leftover cardboard. So I'm just going to glue this down. I'm using art glitter glue because I love it. Give that a quick burnish. If you guys haven't used art glitter glue in your crafting worlds, it's really fantastic. And if you buy it on Amazon, you want to make sure you get the one with this tip, and it comes with a little pin. It makes it so much easier. I can't even get that in there. All right, I'm going to back this real quick with this scrap coffee dye paper that I have. Just so it's got a finished look on the back. You can stamp the back, you can put colored cardboard, you can put music sheet, paper, anything you want. You can put another picture. Sky is the limit. Get that a quick finish. All right, let's get to cutting. I'm going to just give it a quick snip. And same with the other side. I'm not going to do the rounded corners. I'm just going to snip those right off. And snip the edges to make it a tag. All right. Let me move this out of the way. A little bit more space here. I'm going to go ahead and ink up the edges so it's complete. Got a finished look to it. And you can go around the edges with, I didn't really cut this that great, but you can go around the edges with some of your glitter glue or glossy accents to seal it off if you want to make sure that all your pages are glued together. I'm pretty confident I got mine pretty good. And then I just kind of do the edges as well. So I make sure it has a completed look. Sometimes I'll do this in black. There we go. All right, then all I do now is take your resin and I also grab me a tool. It can be your pokey tool, it could be anything. I'll use this one. This is my weeder. All right, I will tend to go from the edges to the middle on these little tags because I think it's easier for me. And basically I want to make sure my edges are all smooth. So I'll just line the edges like this. I'm not putting any pressure on this bottle at all. It's just kind of flowing out. And then I'll fill in the middle. Gloves are a good thing to wear. I've been doing this long enough that I typically don't get it on my hands. And I typically can only wear one glove because I need the other one. All right, you want to cap it. I give it a kind of glance over from the side just to make sure it's all smooth and looking the way I want it to. And if not, you can add more resin to it. I got a tiny little bubble right there. It doesn't really matter. You can pop it with a pin. There you go. The bubbles don't bother me. I actually like them. I'm a very grungy girl. All right, so let me see if I can lift this arm up a little bit. Give myself a little space. What you want to do is you want to hold your flashlight. You guys aren't going to be able to see this part, but you're going to hold it over your item for about 40 seconds, 40 or 45 seconds, and this will cure. I'm holding it just a couple inches above. It doesn't have to be super close. If you have a bigger item, you'll want to spin it and then kind of for about the first 20 seconds and then hold it in the middle. But with a tiny item, you can just hold it on top. Of course, I can't count while I'm talking, but the Pinners Conference was really great last year. I'd never been to one before. I took this class. I took a weaving class. I'm trying to think of what else I did, but I can't quite remember. But it was fantastic. Long day, but it was really, really cool. I would highly recommend going. So after 40 seconds or so, you can just kind of take your tool, give it a tap. You can hear it's hard. Give it a swipe. Make sure it's not sticky. If it's sticky, just grab your light, hold it back on there for a few more minutes, and then you've got this beautiful little tag. I can do the back side if I want to and make it so that it's also smooth. I probably won't. I'll probably sand this down and maybe put a little stamp on it. Then you can take your, I really cut that wonky. I actually think it was printed that way. You can take, because I did this on paper and it's only one side, this little gadget, I have no idea what it's called. I cannot remember. I can use it to poke my hole, and it will do just fine. There we go. And then you can add your little pins, ball chain, whatever you want to use to attach it to your journals. I would also highly recommend adding a button, a little dangle, some seed beads there, just to give it a little bit more if you'd like to. A little piece of lace behind it would be cute. And there you have it, the first dangle. Isn't that cute? I love it so much. Then the other thing I wanted to show is if you wanted to use molds, I also get these on Temu. I've got a couple different kinds. These are flat on both sides. These are domed on the back. These make really thick dangles. I don't really care for these all that much, but they work. And then somewhere I have these also in square, and I think they must have fallen somewhere. So we're just gonna use this. And I'm gonna use these little flowers today. I get these from Trader Joe's. They call it unicorn something. It's essentially baby's breath that they color, but on the bushel it comes with every color. So you get the blues, the reds, pinks, the yellows, greens, purples. It's really, really cute. And they make for great little dangles. I'm gonna do a longer one. Well, not that long. I'll do this one. Now, how I learned it, and it doesn't, I haven't quite mastered doing the flowers yet, because when you put the flowers down, there's obviously going to be air under the flowers. And so those air bubbles are going to come to the top when you dry your resin. So we're going to try to not get an air bubble today. I'm going to have to do a little bit more research on that. I'm going to clean this out. I was playing with glitter on here. Okay. So the way I learned it when you're using something to put in the resin is to do a small layer first, just because it gives you a base. Everything you put on the resin tends to float to the top because the resin's liquid. So if you can get this on there and then get it a little sticky, it kind of helps to hold those things in place. Now we were using dried flowers on like a flat coaster. So maybe that's the difference, is that it was on a flat surface on a coaster and not in a mold. We didn't actually use these molds in the class, so still learning. And I'm gonna just pop this little teeny air bubble right there. There, got it. And I honestly don't mind the small ones, but sometimes they tend to get a little bit bigger. So I'm just gonna pop this light on here for just a few seconds, like maybe 5. Yeah, let's try that. Now I'm gonna take my flowers. Ooh, I really like this flower right here. Oh, I like this whole bundle. Maybe I can get that to fit. Let's see what we can do. That's like the back of the flower, but so is that. I think we're gonna leave it like this. I like it like this. I don't mind the back. So then you're just gonna place your little, okay, he's gonna just not quite fit. Let's cut this guy off. And give that a little cut. All right, let's see if we can fit him in here now. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna give it a kind of little push with my finger and hope that we don't get any air bubbles. All right, so once I have that in there, I'm going to add more resin on top. And typically you wanna go and just let it flow from the middle to the edges. And then you can kind of start moving around. And that way, it's kind of pushing that air out anyway. So, we're gonna give it a go. And you wanna make sure it gets around that little, that's where the hole's gonna be. And I like to get mine a little full because I like it domed on top rather than sunken. If you don't get it all the way, it will sink in. You can see my flowers are popping up a little bit there, and that's okay. That's what they do. Science. I'm looking for my little pin. I put it down somewhere. And it's that little pin that you get with the art glitter glue is the biggest nemesis. It will just disappear on you all the time. All right, I'm just gonna put that down, make sure it's where I wanted. See those air bubbles popping up? It's causing those air bubbles to come up, so maybe that's the key. And if you let your resin sit here, the air bubbles will naturally pop to the top. Can't get that one to pop out. There's many ways to get rid of the air bubbles. One of them is heat. I'm just gonna move him. I don't know why he just does not want to pop. All right. You are my nemesis. Okay. He does not want to go away. There we go. Got it. Needed a little bit bigger tool, I guess. All right, let me give it one more push down. See if anything else comes to the top. Yeah, see one more there coming to the top. Like I said, I honestly don't mind the air bubbles. They do not bother me one bit. But I know there are people out there that don't like the air bubbles. And that's okay. Everybody's got to do it their own way. I'm gonna go with that. We're gonna let it be. All right, now we're gonna hold this on there for about 45 seconds. And like I said, you can put these on with any form. You can sew them on, you can use ball chain, you can put them on a bowl clip, you can put them on the garment clips. There's so many options. Just a ribbon would be cute. And you can use resin just like you use glossy accents to highlight something on a page. There's so many things really that you could do with it. Also, you can color your resin. I gave my kit to my daughter who's in Texas now. We just moved to Utah. And it comes with, my kit came with this little teeny silicone bowl. So it's squishy. It's about the size of a half an egg. If you were to cut an egg in half, it'd be about the size of the half an egg. And you pour resin in there and you can add glitters to it. Swirl it in there. And then there's basically a tool. It's a silicone tool. It kind of looks like this. And you mix it with that silicone tool. Everything you touch the resin with, you want it to be silicone so it'll come off. And then you can pour directly from that into your molds. And then you've got colored resin, and it's beautiful. This one, of course, I just put the glitter on top, and just because I don't have my bowl. Then, after that's done, well, how do you clean the bowl, and how do you clean your tool? Easy. You heat the bowl, and you heat the tool, and all that, just like this, is going to pop out of here. All that resin, when you flip the bowl, it will all come off the bowl. It will all come off your tool, and you've got a clean surface to start with again. So there we go, that's done. And we pull it out. It's got the hole. I can turn it this way. I can turn it this way. You can see my air bubbles are in there. So I haven't mastered the flowers with the air bubbles, but like I said, I think it gives it a pretty cool look, like almost it's in water, or you know how they put the plants in the water and they leave the bubbles at the bottom of the resin. So I don't mind that at all. I think that would be a cute little dangle for a journal, especially maybe a blue journal. Again, you can put your little clip on there, add some beads, add some lace behind it, and you got a cute little beautiful fresh flower, well, dried flower dangle. And if it feels sticky on the back, you can also, mine feels a little sticky on the back, so I'm gonna give it a little flash with my gun, my flashlight, sorry. Hit with my flashlight. Also too, when it's in here, you can turn it over and get the back side if you want to. So this one was pretty thick. I did it pretty thick, so there you go. Beautiful little flower. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Here's my flowers. Let me show you once more. Come down here a little bit so you can see. Paper. These I actually have to use a little drill on, so when you do, if these didn't have a hole, like I have a mold that has this shape without a hole, and I'm gonna have to use a tiny, tiny little drill on that. And same with this, because I did both sides. These are really strong. They're not going anywhere, as opposed to like when you use glossy accents. Glossy accents, it's a little bit bendy. You can kind of see where I can kind of manipulate it just a tad. So it's easy to poke a hole in those with my hole punch. There's some little tags, another little dangle with the napkin piece, little flower, and one more with just a little shimmer. There you go. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and thanks for stopping by. If you guys will show me that you like by hitting the like button, and please comment. This is actually my first video. I know I don't have equipment to do good videos and stuff, and maybe I'll do some more. Not sure what I'm gonna do in this world. We shall see, but come join me. Thank you so much for stopping by.